The storm had started before dawn on the desert moon of Lyris, 9. By midday, the sky had turned into a rolling mass of violet clouds and static arcs, turning the mining outpost into a ghostly ruin of flickering lights and broken towers. Ethan Maris pulled his jacket tighter as he stepped into the half-collapsed research bay. His breathing echoed in the silence. The air smelled faintly metallic, like ozone after lightning. He'd been sent back to recover what was left of the lyris project, but so far, he'd only found shattered drones and burnt-out data drives. Then he heard it. Voice. Trembling. Coming from behind the collapsed reactor core. Please help me. Ethan froze. That wasn't a human tone. Too melodic, too smooth, the words rapped in a cadence only half learned. He raised his pulse rifle slowly and stepped closer. Behind the core, sitting against the wall, was a girl. No, not a girl. Her eyes glowed faintly silver in the gloom, and her skin shimmered with a faint, translucent layer like glass. She was an Ilarian, one of the alien test subjects that the lyris scientists had captured for biological study. Her breathing was ragged. The shimmer across her skin flickered weakly, exposing patches of pale flesh beneath. "I took it off," she whispered again, her voice barely audible. "The stabilizer field. Had to. It was burning me." Ethan blinked. He had read about the stabilizers, biorestraint bands that humans use to suppress Ilarian energy signatures. Without them, the subjects could die within hours. "You what?" Ethan said, kneeling beside her. She lifted her trembling hands. The silver ring that once circled her throat lay beside her, scorched and cracked. "It was killing me," she said. "I couldn't breathe." Ethan's mind raced. He knew he should report this immediately, or at least put the stabilizer back on before she destabilized completely. But when she looked up at him with those luminous eyes, terrified and fragile, his training faltered. "What's your name?" he asked softly. "Kaera," she whispered. "They called me Subject 07. Ethan swallowed. He'd read the files. How Subject 07 had survived experiments that killed the others. She wasn't supposed to be alive. "I can't fix this," he said, glancing at the damaged device. "But maybe I can." He stopped as her body shuddered violently. The shimmer across her skin pulsed like waves of heat. "Please," she gasped. "I can't control it anymore. It's leaking." The air around her began to warp, faint motes of light rising from her shoulders. Ethan backed away instinctively, but when Kaera reached out with a trembling hand, he caught it. Her skin was cold, impossibly so, like touching glass in deep winter. "What do you need me to do?" he asked. Her lips parted. "There's a core stabilizer in the control tower. Upper deck. I can channel it. If you bring it here." Ethan hesitated. The tower was nearly half collapsed, the storm outside a raging electric storm that could strip flesh from bone. But her eyes, the fear in them, made the decision for him. "Stay here," he said. "I'll get it." Kaera nodded weakly, pressing her palm to the floor to keep herself steady. Ethan grabbed his light and sprinted out into the storm. The wind screamed against the metallic shells of the buildings as he climbed the tower. Bolts of lightning struck the sand in violent bursts, painting the sky in ghostly blue. Inside, the stairs were littered with broken panels and twisted wires. By the time he reached the control deck, his lungs burned from the thin air. The stabilizer core was still mounted to the central console, glowing faintly blue. He tore it free, feeling static crawl over his arms. Then a low hum filled the air. The console flickered to life, and a holographic warning appeared. "Containment breach detected. Subject 07 energy levels unstable. Termination protocol engaged. Ethan's stomach dropped. The station's defense systems were rebooting. It would target Kaera. He didn't think twice. He ran. When he returned to the research bay, Kaera was curled on the floor, her body surrounded by drifting ribbons of light. The temperature had dropped drastically, frost forming on the walls. "Kaera!" Ethan shouted, kneeling beside her. "Hold on, I've got it." Her eyes flickered open. "You came back." "Of course I did." He connected the stabilizer core to a nearby conduit. "Tell me what to do." "Place it against my chest," she whispered. "It will sync to my pulse." Ethan pressed the glowing device over her heart. Instantly the air vibrated. The ribbons of light converged into the core, spiraling like a miniature storm. Kaera screamed, the sound sharp, crystalline, as the light vanished into her. Then silence. The shimmer across her skin steadied. Her breathing slowed. And when she looked up, her eyes no longer glowed silver, but soft blue. "It worked," Ethan murmured, lowering his weapon. Kaera nodded weakly. "You saved me." Before he could reply, the bay doors slammed open. 2 security drones hovered in, their targeting lights locking onto her. "Unauthorized biological detected," one droned. "Neutralization required." Ethan's blood ran cold. He raised his rifle, blasting the first drone in a flash of sparks. The second fired back, searing the wall beside them. Kaera stood, light flaring once more around her hands. The drone paused, just for a moment, before its circuits froze solid, encased in a sudden layer of ice. She looked at Ethan, breathing hard. "I didn't mean to." "It's okay," he said, stepping closer. "You did what you had to." By nightfall the storm had passed. The station lay silent under a broken sky. Ethan stood beside Kaera as she looked toward the horizon, where the twin moons of Lyris 9 rose like pale coins. "I can't go back," she said softly. "Your people will hunt me. Then I'll go with you." She turned sharply. "You'd leave your home." He smiled faintly. "There's not much of it left anyway." For a long moment she stared at him, her expression unreadable. Then slowly she reached out and took his hand. Her touch was warm now. "Human." "When I took the stabilizer off," she whispered, "I thought I was dying. But maybe I was waking up." Ethan squeezed her hand gently. "Then let's see what the universe looks like when you're awake." They walked toward the shattered hangar, where a single shuttle waited beneath the twin moons. Behind them, the ruined research base glowed faintly, a relic of a past neither of them wanted anymore. As the engines roared to life and the ship lifted into the violet sky, Kaera looked down one last time. The stabilizer ring still lay in the sand, half buried, its faint silver glint catching the moonlight, a symbol of everything she'd left behind. And in that quiet moment between worlds, she whispered, "Thank you, Ethan." He looked at her, smiling. "No," he said softly. "Thank you for trusting me." The shuttle vanished into the storm's fading light, leaving only silence behind, and the first spark of something neither human nor alien could name. As the shuttle rose higher through the violet clouds, the world of Lyris 9 grew smaller beneath them, a broken planet swallowed by its own storms. Inside the cabin, soft light washed over Kaera's face. She sat quietly, her hands clasped together, watching the stars drift by. Ethan glanced at her, still unsure if what they had done was bravery or madness. "You sure you'll be okay without the stabilizer?" he asked.